So, apparently an NFL player was asked some dating advice, and this is what he had to say about it.
What is a good amount of money to spend on a first date? A lot of girls feel like I got to spend a minimum $300 to be with them. I'm like,
300 what?
$300.
American dollars?
Dollars.
Please. On who? On the first date?
Yo, Chad.
For what?
You're considered a high value man. So ladies, this is for,
value?
you got money?
I think high value is based on stream of income, revenue, but I am extremely cheap and financially conscious, so I don't consider myself a high value man.
And you have a lot of money.
Yes. Yes, and I'm going to save it, which is why a $300 date ain't never happening. Because what am I paying for actually? If I'm at wit's end and I need help and I'm with you and you need a $300 date, can she save me? Can she help me? Wow. Is she an asset or is she a liability? Because anybody need a $300 date off rip is nothing but a liability. Wow. I mean, it is. Let's call a spade a spade.
I'm with you.
The women that want $300 dates, there are men out there that are going to continue to take them on them. That's why the women can always say, I'm not doing nothing but $300 a date. Because there are men that will spend $300 to reach their end goal. We know what the end goal is.
What's up, guys? It's Bad Decisions, where we watch people make
bad decisions.
It's your boy Sherm.
It's your man Jay.
You know, it's rare for an NFL player to have this kind of financial sense. I mean, granted, Ocho Cinco is a little bit older, and he's not a rookie anymore, right? He's been around for a while. He's not. I don't think he's in the league anymore. In the world of professional athletes, where you have athletes going broke at 40 years old, going bankrupt at 30 years old, it's refreshing to hear someone with actual common sense say it's okay to be cheap. So listen, I know that cheap is a bad label for a lot of men. Like, oh, he's cheap, don't take him out. Oh, he's cheap, he won't pay the bill. But no, in this sense, when you're making millions of dollars, it makes sense to actually have financial sense. I hate to state the obvious, but I'm going to state the obvious. Anybody that's making you pay $300 to go on a date with them isn't that attracted to you or interested. It's crazy to think about. When I was in high school or even in college, I remember, listen, a Chipotle date was fine. The movies was fine. How much was that? That ranged between what, $14 and $20?
Yeah.
How did we get all the way to $300? I understand there's inflation, but that's ridiculous.
I like the point you made about if the woman is asking you to pay at least at minimum $300 for your first date, that she's probably not that attracted to you. I think that makes perfect sense. Because then what is her real intention? In the video, Chad asked rhetorically, if I'm paying at minimum $300 for the first date, what am I paying for actually? And I think what he means by that, at least what I understand that to mean, is what she's looking for probably isn't a genuine connection with you. She's probably looking for a come up. Maybe she's a gold digger. Maybe she's looking for a sugar baby type of situation, but nothing that's really genuine. And he also mentions the fact, like, what is he getting out of it? Is this woman going to add any value to your life besides maybe a quick physical connection? Secondly, I think that a good takeaway from this, at least what I got, is that scheduling free or very inexpensive dates is a good way to vet or screen potential women that you're with. Because if she only accepts a certain minimum for the date, dip. And a lot of times they're not going to be upfront with it, probably, and say, I just want you have to pay this much or else we're not going out. Some will, but some won't. They know how to play the game a little bit better, which is why I always say time under tension is very important. So maybe in the beginning, she's okay with the date in the park, or she's okay with going to Chipotle, or she's okay with going to the movies, or whatever the case may be. But remember, a lot of these people are good actors, so you have to give it time and put her in different situations to see what her true character is like. You know, this video reminds me of a situation that I was in one time. I was out at a high-end brunch in a major city that I live close to, and I saw this cute woman across the table, sitting like behind me to my left. I was out with two of my friends who happened to be women, and I saw her. She was cute. We made eye contact, and I kind of got the sense that she was open to me approaching. So, as we both left, we were leaving at the same time, I approached her, introduced myself, the whole 9 yards, blah, blah, blah. And towards the end of the conversation, I had to rush because both of my friends were getting into the Uber that we had. And at the end of our conversation, she points to her purse. I don't know if it was a Gucci, Louis, Prada, whatever, something to that effect. One of those high-end European brands, which I couldn't care less about. No offense to those brands. And she's like, yeah, you know, if you want to, I might be putting words in her mouth, but something to the effect of, you know, this is my lifestyle. I need a man that can support this kind of lifestyle. If not, you know, whatever. And I'm like, wow. First, I'm like, okay, at least she's upfront and telling me this. Like, okay, this is what I'm about, so I know. And then at the same time, I'm so turned off. Like, wow, this is so, I don't know. I mean, is it bad for her to want that kind of lifestyle? Not really, I
it's
guess.
just kind of off-putting.
It's kind of off-putting.
Just to announce it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just kind of like, all right. And maybe that's saying something about me. Maybe I wasn't dressed to the. Maybe she was like, oh, maybe there's a guy like that, which could be the case. I dressed like a Mark Zuckerberg. But either way, it just showed me that you really gotta. If you're not looking for that kind of situation, you really gotta be careful.
Something else I really appreciate about this interaction is that Ocho Cinco. Something else I really appreciated about their interaction was the fact that Ocho Cinco made sure that he clarified, like, no, I'm not a high value male. Because ever since Kevin Samuels came out, people have been taking that terminology and just running off in the hills with it. Like, if they make when they start making decent money, like, 80K, 100K, making pretty good money, they'll start being, oh, I'm high value. No, like, bro, you're high earning.
Right.
You're high earning, which is an accomplishment, bro. That's great. Right. But like just the fact that people have been misusing it and then just labeling themselves so that way they make themselves feel better, it's just kind of annoying. I'm glad he clarified. He's like, no, I'm an athlete. I make good money, but two different definitions. I like that.
Yeah, respect.
But ultimately, what are you gonna say? Good decision, bad decision? Like,
I love
his
it.
advice.
Oh, his advice is golden. Shout out to Ocho Cinco, man. I think it's a great decision. I think it's great advice. Shout out to Ocho Cinco. I think that he will be a great mentor to many young athletes who are coming up in the game. I think they should all talk to him, have a conversation with him. Because a lot of them, and I'm not in that lifestyle, obviously, but from what I've heard, a lot of them trick off on women and, because they got it like that. Look, have your fun, but remember that your career is short-lived most of the time. I think Ocho Cinco had a pretty long career, but most of your careers are short-lived. Learn how to manage your money. And that goes for people that make money at every level.
Yeah.
From 30,000 to whatever, millions plus, right? So, shout out to Ocho Cinco.
Yeah. No, I'm going to say it's a good decision. It's good advice. I'm glad that you have someone who's older giving good advice to people who are young and actual usable advice that makes sense, not like something that only applies to them.
Yeah.
So, like I said, shout out to him. Great advice, Ocho Cinco. He looks like he enjoys his life and he's cheap. So, I mean, guys, it is possible. It's possible.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm going to say ultimately good decision. So, this has been Bad Decisions, guys. So, decision makers, if you like this video, if you like this advice, leave a like and leave a comment. If you think Ocho Cinco is absolutely, then leave a like and leave a comment, guys. All right, guys. Bad decision. Decision makers, we're out.